usually there are different sizes. No, we call it gauge. The most common, of course, it can be gauge 22 and then gauge 20. So usually even numbers yung um, sizes. And then it's coded, color coded siya. Okay, pag 22 blue, pag 20 pink, kung 24, especially sa mga pediatrics, yellow. Okay, ano pa ba? May purple pa, smaller, age 20, ano ba, 26, meron pa yung purple, sa mga neonates. No? And then we have 18 yan, green. Okay, pero we require large bore, especially for blood transfusion, minimum of 20, 18, especially if you want fast infusion of fluids for fast volume replacement, patients are bleeding, so yun, kailangan natin. But then, kung yung mga IV fluids lang and medications, so usually gauge 22, yung blue. Okay? So, are you familiar before, kasi we do the insertion, at least yung mga materials na kailangan natin. So, we have here yung the brand is Insight AutoGuard Winged. Para siyang sanitary pad. Okay. So, yan. May wings siya, and then yung plastic, yun yung iniiwan inside the vein. And then, to keep it firm during insertion, there is a needle inside. Okay. Okay. So, yung cannula, yun yung iiwan. And then, yun yung supposedly will be secured sa patient. No? Kaya may wings siya so that it can also be ergonomics during insertion. At the same time, you can use that also to anchor. May mga wings, if you can see, mayroon siyang hole on each side. Sometimes, it's best to anchor it with sutures. So, pwede siyang suture.
So this is also where they usually put their fingers sa vein. Pag mag-ID kayo. So if you check the ID of this one, meron special button, the white button. This is what you press so that the needle would retract. No? So how do you do? In any procedure that we do, we have to prepare everything first. Lahat ng kailangan mo. So when you start the procedure, you won't be looking for stuff already. It's already within the vicinity. So yun nga, then sabi ni Dr. You have this is the cannula itself, plastic tip. This is what is left in the patient. Okay? The needle is, you need that to introduce the cannula. Siyempre dahil sharp siya. Then eventually you will retract it by pressing this. Pag press niya na ito, mag-retract na. So may iwan yung cannula within the vein, and then you just push it, and then you secure it. Okay? Pero I think it's easier if we do it. Pakita natin.
So, before that, as mentioned by Dr. Bueno, ano ba yung mga kailangan natin during IV insertion? So, of course, the AutoGuard or the cannula, and then it's supposedly a septic technique. So, you have your alcohol swab in order to clean the area around the vein where you will do the insertion. Okay, we also have some cotton balls just in case you need to wipe or another way of you were not able to insert, so you can put pressure by putting the cotton balls and secure it with your plaster. Yeah, micropore or transpore. So that is also being used for securing. In the hospital, or sometimes we have yung kit already, no? Wala tayo dito, no? So the kit, the kit contains all the materials that you need aside from the cannula. So sa kit, you have the tourniquet, okay? And then may tape na siyang kasama, alcohol swab, and then also the small gauze, in case you need to wipe yung mga blood around the area of insertion. And then it's a plastic adhesive, no, na transparent, waterproof. So ang mga brand niya like Offsite, Tegaderm for IV, you know. And then sometimes meron din siyang kasama na may part na may konting siya, parang gauze. Ganun. Okay. So far, any question? So, as mentioned earlier, so dapat ready yung gamit. Okay? And then, when you have all the materials ready, so it's best, syempre, pag nag-umpisa kayo, you have somebody with you who can assist. Okay? And then, pag ready na, and then, you prepare the site. Okay? So, first, you have to look for, yes, okay. So, you have to look for the vein. So, paano hanapin yung vein? So, it's best na use the tourniquet, no, to make the vein engorge. And then, as much as possible, you look for the biggest vein and then the straight vein. Okay? Para mas pag tusok, so hindi siya maa-out of vein, yung needle. So, yan. So, put the tourniquet, of course, proximal, no, to the vein that you're planning to have the insertion of the cannula. Okay. And then, wait for the vein to engorge. Sige. Pwede nyo tingnan yung mga ugat ninyo and then try to compress the area proximal to that. So, tingnan nyo kung lalaki siya. So, at the back of your hand or on the radial area. So, yan yung may mga malalaking veins. So, we want to do the insertion as distal as possible, no? And then sa hand. Okay, so pag may nakita kayo na yun na yung you're planning to put the cannula, so you prep the area, no? Using your alcohol swab. So, as you're trying to see, you also palpate, no? Okay. And then make sure also that you have the, if ever the IV line already ready, or your flashing, your NSS for flashing. If you're just insert the line at the needle first, and then you don't need any running IV fluid. Okay, so lahat yun dapat siya, ready na siya. Okay. So we also have mga syringes ready or with already NSS 10 cc syringes pre-prepared already so that you don't need to aspirate. Okay, so when you insert, how are you going to determine, no, if your cannula is inside the vein? There will be a backflow of blood. Okay, so makikita nyo doon sa cannula and meron backflow. So kaya ito, I think is red siya. So dapat pag nilagay nyo doon, makikita nyo na may red fluid na magbabackflow. Okay, meron na. Gumagana pa ba ito? Wala namang iba. Proximal. Ayan. So, Dr. Patrick tried to pull out the needle in order to see kung may backflow. But then usually, kahit hindi mo i-retract yung needle, you can already see kung nagpa-backflow. So, ang goal natin is supposedly isang tusok lang, then mahihit na yung vein, may backflow, and then you will retract the needle and then push the cannula. So, kasi masakit yan pagka yung in and out. Ang tawag nila dyan, pag binubutahan nyo yung pasyente. Kasi nga yung needle, in and out siya. And then, if you hit yung mga sensitive structures, so, masakit siya talaga. So, dapat, after the skin, vein na siya agad. Okay? So, hindi kayo pupunta dun sa mga tendon or other sensitive structures. As you do it, so usually ma-feel nyo rin minsan yung give when you're already inside. Kulang yata yung talaga hindi na lumalabas yung Oh, there. Okay. So, if you see there's backflow, so you need to remove the tourniquet. Okay? Oo. So, pag nag-backflow siya, tanggalin niyo yung tourniquet. And then press niyo yung press the button, magre-retract. Oh, look. Yun. Nawala na yung needle. So, hindi niyo na yung magagamit. You need to get a new one. Okay. So, ayun. Oo. Video mo siya. So, you need, yun yung syringe na lang. So, supposedly, so you need IV line na i-connect dun sa cannula. Or you have lock, heparin lock. If you will not connect it, but you just need access so anytime, it can be used. Yun, kaya kailangan nyo usually may gauze. Okay. And then, secure nyo na siya. Kaya pagkabago pa lang kayong nag-IV insertion, hanap ka talaga kayo ng biggest vein, straight. Once you insert it, you saw backflow. So, huwag nyo na siyang ipupush forward with the needle inside. So, yung cannula na lang yung i-advance mo. Kasi, since sharp yung tip ng needle, it's either mag-through and through kayo sa vein. So, lalabas ulit. Okay. And sometimes, kung very fragile yung vein, no, pag nag-through and through yan, mag-extravasate na yung blood. Okay. So, lalaki na yung magkakaroon na siya ng hematoma. So you need to look for another vein.
After security, the ID set kasi already comes with, yung nasabi nila, parang yung tether or yung film siya, protective film. So, secure first you take, put it over the wheels, make sure that it's not moving. Then, you can put your tether for the also. Okay. Then, one thing else, usually it comes with doors, Kevlar, that you put. Before it doesn't react. So, we also have to secure the board na maayos siya, na hindi siya tumatama. So, kabit natin na like example here. This should be the letter stereo that we have. Okay. So, like this, you usually fix the port that way. Ready, take, secure it up. Okay? Kasi like this one, this is a port for access din sa IP. So you can push medications through here. Pwede ka nila access. Then syempre, other than triple IV. Like IV. Okay. Do you have any questions?
Dok, iba daw po yung itsura pagdating sa mga public hospitals dito sa St. Francis. Ano po yung pinagkakaya?
Usually, there are different kinds of yung cannula. Okay? So, but the basic is the plastic cannula with the needle inside. Okay? Some don't have the retractable. So, manually, you have to pull out the needle. Okay? So, of course, mas mahal yung retractable. So, this is a feature for safety, diba? So, once you retract the needle, so hindi na siya, there's no more possibility of having puncture, needle puncture, or needle injury. So, yun yung purpose nun, that's why it's retractable. And unlike na, if you just manually pull it, then it's lying down, lying around, so pwede siyang maka-injure. And then, what else? So, you use, mga tape, so wala yung IV kit, so yun, sa mga, para matipid lang, no? So, what the patient will buy or what the hospital will provide is just a cannula plaster, so hindi naman siya nauupo, so paulit-ulit pa yung gamitin pa sa maraming patients. No? And usually, directly after inserting the cannula, the tubing, yung, we call it, kung for adults, common term sa kanya, macrocep. Okay? For smaller drop from the IV fluid, yan, dito, may needle na nakalabas dyan para maging maliit yung drop niya. So, it's called, ayan, so you can see, yan, nagda-drop siya. So, this kind of setup is called macrocep. Pero kung mas maliit yung drops, may needle na nakalabas dyan inside this area, microcep siya. Usually for pediatric patients and needs. In the hospital, there are also different kinds of tubing because for regulation of the rate of the infusion, so pwede siyang ini-attach sa pump, we call it, no? Basically, it's a pump. So wherein you will put the tubing inside the pump, so the pump will regulate the rate of the infusion. Okay, so may mga kanya-kanyang tubings depende on the kind of the pump. No, yung mga brand Alaris, ganyan. So, dapat compatible yung tubing dun sa pump na gagamitin. But then, if you don't have infusion pumps to regulate the rate of your infusion of the fluid or medication, blood, so manually, magbibilang kayo. No? So, how many macro drops per minute to give you, like for example, a rate of 100 cc per hour. Okay? So, pag 20 drops per minute. So, pag 20 drops per minute, so in an hour, ilang ml ba yun? So, meron na ba kayong mga ganong calculation? Wala pa. So, you need to learn that pag lumabas kayo ng St. Luke's, no? Kasi yung iba, most hospitals still, no, the reality, wala silang pump. No? So, bibilangin nyo kung ilang drops per minute if you will order, no, 100 ml per hour, 80 ml per hour, yung fluid rate or medication na kailangan ibigay. So, manually, magbibilang kayo 60 seconds. So, if you need 20 drops per minute in 60 seconds, so every 3 seconds, isang drop. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. But then that's not accurate, of course, no? So the problem there is it is affected by gravity. So if your fluid is high, ano, compare it to very lower yung IV fluid ninyo, so mas mabilis pumatak yung mataas, no? So that's why minsan hindi pala nagpo-flow kasi mababa yung pagkakasabit ng IV fluid ninyo or yung medication or nagbabara na or nag-clot na yung blood, hindi nyo alam. Unlike sa pump, the pump will sound an alarm and then merong sinasabi doon na the line is blocked or air in the tubing. Okay, so mag-a-alarm siya. Okay, so alam niyo kung ano yung problem and then you can correct it as soon as possible. Kasi hindi yung titigil hanggat you don't do something, no? Unless you stop it or you remove the air or you resume the flow by removing the blockage anywhere dun sa setup ninyo. Okay. Pero kung ganun nga, sa labas, magbibilang talaga kayo. And then you have to check from time to time. Pag alis niyo, bibilin niyo dun sa bantay. Sabihin niyo, tingnan niyo kung tumutulog siya. Pag hindi, then call the nurse or kung sino man ang tatawagin. Pero yung sa pump, nag-a-alarm kasi siya. So ano pang difference pag lumabas kayo?
I have tips for that. Okay, so when inserting an IUD, you also have to choose that area. Yung area wherein it's flat and will not be compromised by movement. Kasi sometimes you leave your cannula inside and if you put it near the wrist, pag nag-bend the wrist ng patient, na-occlude na yung cannula. So check that. That's a common thing that the nurses will call you for as a resident. So minsan, doc, hindi patent, hindi gumagana yung IV. Yun yung una yung ino-troubleshoot. So check nyo, baka nadadala yung cannula or baka yung position ng patient, natutulog siya ng patent. So yeah. So that's one of the things that you will be called for to check. Then kung talagang parado, you can flush. You can flush it with meniscus. So syempre, when you do that, do it the stereo technique. No? You have to wipe down both ends sa macro set ninyo and doon sa mismo pag-flushan. Okay. So, flush to make sure na wala obstruction. Makikita mo din, it should have a backflow on your elbows. Ibig sabihin, patent siya. And of course, in our hospital, all the sharp shooting is started in a such as sharp disposal. Okay? Syempre, is for government hospitals and rural retail, they have naman, pero hindi sa lahat ng orto. So, okay, it will be the nurse station. So, ingat lang kayo kasi doon kayo madalas madalayan. I'm not sure if they have this one that I'm drafting, pero sabi nga nila, Tara, Pico, or even kami before when we were rotated on. It's just needle lang. So, ingat kayo lalo na pag tinanggal nyo at tinanggal nyo your pupil, baka hindi nyo napansin na tutusok pa yung patient or diabetes. Anything else? Question? Tara. Yeah, I'll go on. No, just outside. You don't have to put alcohol inside. Sino ang mga pre-med niya nursing siguro? Baka mga nakapag-ID na ng medtech. Oh, so I guess, meron ba? Sa tingin na withdraw ng blood. Do you have any questions pa? Is it clear? Do you understood what you need to do? So in any procedure that you do, in any bedside procedure that you do, you should always prepare your materials first. Para hindi kayo naghahanap. Kasi baka mamaya na-insert nyo na yung IV, wala ka palang ikakapit. So open yun, magdudugo yun, magpag-backflow siya, matataranta din yung patient. No? Kasi pakikita niya yung dugo. So prepare everything. Ultimo take mo, yung ikakabit mo, na dapat it's within your reach. Okay? Okay, ano yan?
You're a patient before, you may recall my experience with relatives nyo.
Sino po? Kaya? Sino? Okay.
Meron po ba kayong tips on how to lessen the pain sensation?
First of all, yung pain can be avoided if very sharp talaga yung needle, no? So, supposedly, one puncture lang ang hit, no? It's a disposable. Kung hindi nyo na-hit, don't use it again. Okay? Kasi once na na-itusok nyo yan, it becomes less sharp. Okay, so you don't use that. Second, yun nga, you should be able to hit the vein at once. No? So you don't pull and push several times especially. So kasi that might hit other sensitive structures aside from the vein. No? So dapat skin and then vein na siya agad. So, pagka gano'n, hindi siya masaktan. Okay, the different brands of cannula, minsan yung sharpness nila also differs, no? And you can see na even if they have the same sizes or gauge, parang mas malaki yung iba. No? That's why. And then, magamit siya agad. So, if it's like that, so mas painful. Kesa dun sa very sharp and maliit. What else? sometimes it's very hard to make sure na that area you will be used for IV insertion. Hindi nyo na hit dito, tapos dito sa pala on the other hand, yung gagamitin nyo, hindi nyo naman nilagyan ng topical anesthesia. So, wala. So, unlike if it's in the dental procedure na you put the topical anesthesia, so it's membrane, for sure you will be injecting in that area. So, very effective siya. But then the topical anesthesia, mahirap siya. No? Sometimes you use that, pero hindi naman talagang, initially, you use that, pero another, hindi siya naging successful, then we go to other part. So, hindi na naka-anesthetize ng parts of the, for example, the other hand, or other area, or let's say, or let's say, so, ang key talaga dyan is make sure you have already exhausted your patients to look for the best vein. No? We also have here in the hospital yung vein viewer. So, what do we see? No? It's like infrared.
Parang ganun. Yeah, there's
It utilizes a special kind
special
of
kind of
light
light that's projected through the skin.
so that you will be able to see if hindi siya very visible, it's a palpable, so where are the veins. But then the problem with that is the depth.
With that, yeah.
Oo, so hindi nyo alam gaano kalalim or saan. Oo. So parang if you use that, so dapat sanay din kayo on how to use the baby or in-insert. So ang best talaga dyan, hanap kayo ng pinakamalaking vein. So anywhere from the hand to the forearm, okay? And then usually, if you don't get it the first time or the second time, so maybe you can already ask somebody na to do it. Okay? So, para hindi na kayo na-stress and then the patient won't have negative feelings. So,
Yeah, so another point I think would be to choose the area where you will put your IV. Sabi nga ni Dr. it really starts boost this time. Just in case that you have a problem and you won't be able to access, you can move more proximal. So, syempre, more proximal, medyo mas usually. And yung ventral area. So, pag sa dorsal, less pain. So, if you're to choose, specify it in dorsal and good. So, pick the largest, most painful. If wala, and if you try ayaw, you can move to the opposite hand or you can do more proximal. But in that, if you are really having difficulties, because there are some patients who really have small veins, there are patients who have fragile veins, there are patients who are sometimes edematous, or lymphedema, or nahihirapan talaga kayo. Pero you should also check within your sa capability niyo. If you think you will be having a hard time, try at least once. Kung hindi, you can also work out. Huwag na naman try. Ulit-ulitin. Kasi ito, syempre, frustrated na talaga yung patient. Ayun, so, I think this is for the IV. Part.
if you don't have questions, I think we can proceed to NGT insertion. Make sure now, so you do your IV insertion under sterile technique.
Yeah, later, after this, if you finish early, I think you can come here and try. No, pero naman wala.
For NGT insertion, as said, give feeding through the tube to the stomach. So, but initially for a week or two, so temporary gastric feeding, so you can use the NGT. So, ganun din. For the NGT, we have different kinds of material making up the NGT. So, this is silicone. Okay? So, silicone, syempre, it's very pliable, so it will be comfortable for the patient. Kung ito yung gagamitin niyo sa kanya. But the drawback here is it's hard to insert kasi so malambot siya eh. So the trick usually here is we put this in freezer. So naka-freezer siya bago siya gamitin para medyo firm siya. So can you imagine yung structure that this will pass through, inserted through your nostril, inside the nose, and then rectopharyngeal. So, esophagus, oropharynx, and then through your esophagus, and then down to the stomach. Okay? So the materials that you will be needing, of course, is the tube. So, iba-iba din yung sizes niya. So, this time, instead of gauge, yung measurement is by French. Ilan nga ba ang equivalent ng French to centimeter? How do you do that? So, you can look for it. Now, pag sinabi na French 14, so, ito ano tayo? So, I think ito 16 yan. So, ganun din sa Holy Character. 16 siya. Okay? So, mayroon siyang equivalent na measurement in centimeter. May conversion siya. So, what you need, of course, is the NG2, and then, nakita niyo na ito. So, this is called accepto syringe. Syringe. So, meron siya parang funnel at the tip, and then may measurements. So, labeled siya. And 20, 30, 60. And then, ito yung bottom. So, the purpose of this is para ma-insert ko siya. That's why final so, and of course, yung tape. So, ang mga tips, make sure you see first, as much as possible kung walang mga crusting inside the nose. And then, you can choose right or left. Pwede mag-request yung patient kung gusto niya. And then, kung yung nasal bone, wala siyang history ng fracture, deviation of the nasal septum. Okay, so you can ask kung gising naman yung patient. And then, we use the plaster to secure the tube once it is inserted. So, we secure it dito sa nose. So, minsan meron din mga special na tape pang-secure sa
For the plaster lab. So this is how we prepare plaster. So this part will go up your nose. So which one? And then which side you put it in. And then yung pinaka-legs niya will go around the tube para masave. Okay? So prepare this ahead of time before you do your injection. Of course, what else would you need? You need a lubricating jelly, the isovascular tube itself, and a septal syringe, gloves, and extended or looking on the back track if it's on or upright back if it's in the bed. Slightly tilted, yeah. 45, 20. Then medyo nakatingin na. Okay. Next, before you do the insertion, you measure, estimate mo gaano mahaba yung ipapasok mo ng tissue. So,
In anatomy, so do you remember how long from the incisor to the G junction? Ilan? Yeah, in centimeter. Ilan? 55. Pagka in-insert ang Okay. So you can also estimate, no? So ilang centimeter from the incisor to the G junction? Ilan yung dapat? So, mga nasa 50. Okay, so 50, and then you can put a little more para securely somehow yung tip na it's really resting inside the stomach. So you should know kung medyo kita nyo your patient is big or tall, so you will more or less estimate dapat may hanggang saan yung insert. And then the tube is measured also. May mga, you will see, meron siya every 10 centimeter. Every 10 centimeter. So, initially doon sa dulo. Yan. So, meron siya, and then, after the 5, ang una is 40, and then 45, and then 50, and then 60, 70. Kasi diba, kung dapat yung 40 pasok, yun, that's the minimum, no? From your incisor to the G junction. Okay, so more than that pa, yung i-insert. Sige.
so your hand position, syempre, ideally you ensure dominant. And how you hold your NGT, you hold it this way. Okay? Kaya you push. Parang ka din dart. Okay. So, pick up the nostril ng patient. Ulit naman. Then insert. And instruct the patient to swallow. Okay. So, dahil ito, actually makikita mo mga pasok. Or if the patient has difficulty, ask them to swallow. This will be a bit uncomfortable for them, so we have to prep them. Okay. So, now that we've reached our target, around 50, first, what we do is to aspirate. Tignan mo kung may makukuha ka. Then, discard. So, dapat meron kong lagay. So, kidney basin or waste basin. After that, you will confirm. So, get your stethoscope. Connect your esophagus to your NGT and into the tip. ngayon pa lang mag-prepare natin. Dapat nakaayos na yan. Kasi baka mamaya matanggal. Natanggal na pala yung insert mo nung natapos mo prepare. So this is what I've been telling you guys. Yung like, you said 2, 50. And one thing else, I'll tip sa inyo. Don't leave it hanging like this. Okay? Parang it's aware. Lagyan mo ka ng sensitivity. Pero, bigyan mo ng slack. No? Bigyan mo ng slack para yung patient persistent, hindi mahugot. Kasi pag tinay mo siya, sobrang iksi, pag nag-move siya, tumingin siya dun sa left side niya, pull out. Okay? Now, what do you do with the other hand of the NGT? So, this one, it depends now on what you need it for. If you're feeding, and you're not currently feeding, then you can close it. But if you're using it to drain, or decompress the abdomen, then you have to connect this to a tube going to dispose out of drainage. Okay. Do you have any questions for NGT?
In addition, so maybe once you know that this procedure of the NGT insertion is very uncomfortable. Okay? So you can even use yung mga spray anesthetics. No? So marami na mga preparations na maybe lidocaine spray, mas mga lulas, activated siya. But then after that, so very comfortable na for the patient, hindi na nararamdaman yung NGT or it's going through. And meron pa ibang mga topical or spray anesthetic that our ENT doctors are using. They are using the SOP. We can also use that for the patient to be more comfortable. Kasi if I am the patient, hindi ako papayag na gel lang yung gamitin sa akin. So I'll look for topical anesthesia. So spray through the nose, ask your patient to open the mouth, spray on the back of the throat, and then ano naman yan, mabilis siya ma-absorb kasi mucosa yan. And then ask the patient to swallow, of course, and then so mag-go through na rin yun dun sa proximal sa nose niya. So, mas and usually there's a recommendation. That's why I told you earlier, make sure walang mga fasting or blockage kasi minsan your patients are already in the hospital for a long period. So, or may mga allergic bleed or vomit. So, minsan may mga hospitals or fasting na because may mga lupus plug. So, sometimes you're trying to push the NGT, ayaw nyo pumasok kasi barado pa naman inside the nose. So usually doon nagkakaroon naman ng there, dyan lang sa area inside the nose. So try to inspect first na walang barado.
And also, if you are having trouble pushing your NGT inside, pag nandito pa lang kayo sa taas, check the mouth. Sometimes kasi it happens na push kayo when lalabas siya dito towards the mouth. So check the mouth sa siya. Baka nandito lang.
Naka-coil lang siya.
Naka-coil lang siya.
Sabi niya, ano na ako, 50 na siya.
50 na, nasa dito pa lumalabas na pala.
Naka-coil lang siya doon sa kaloob or inside the mouth.
Yeah. So sometimes kasi dahil mo lang po, para siya into you.
You can ask the patient to open the
Yeah. So if that happens, just pull it out of it para mag-straighten it. So again, patient positioning is very important. It will facilitate your engine insertion.
Yan it's best na you use initially the spray anesthesia. No? Kasi pag nag-hit na siya dito sa posterior, sa back, then minsan hindi siya mag-curve pababa. Okay? So masakit yun eh. Matama siya dun sa... Especially kung hindi ganito na silicone. So, coated din yung tip. For the other materials, yung regular na plastic, NGT lang siya. So, yung ganito nila, yung parang pinaka the proximal part. So, meron siyang plastic, coated siya. So, green, yellow, red, and yung iba wala siyang culture. Silicone lang yung meron. Tsaka wala na siyang color coding for the sizes.
May difference po ba mas maliit po ba ng NGD insertion sa isang boobies na patient?
Not necessarily. No? Yung ease of doing the procedure depends on your technique and how cooperative your patient. So, kung galaw siya ng galaw, ano siya, nasasaktan kasi siya. So, that's why it's best under the topical anesthesia and his patient.
Definitely, your use of aspiration is one of the most important procedures for education. Madalas yung patients natin, yung hindi agad na po pwede makatala sa test. Or bumili, ay marami no?
And remember, there's a focus also of the infection. As in, it's through your nose, and very near your airway. Okay, so yung bacterial growth there, and then your patient was not able to have the normal function of expectorating kasi lagi open yung area. Okay? So, prone din sila for aspiration, no? Kasi hindi sumasara yung area nila sa pupos. Diba when you're breathing, sarado yun. Pero kung may NGT sila, so continuously pattern yan. So as much as possible, we do replace this if it's really needed, and if it's not needed anymore, so we will remove it. Kung long term talaga, and you need access to the stomach, you can put gastrostomy. So directly siya, intervention of this. It can be an open technique, no? Making a small incision and then putting the tube in the stomach and security, or via endoscopic guidance. So, upper endoscopy, and then the stomach will be brought close to the skin, and then there will be a puncture, and then the tube will be inserted from outside, going inside the stomach. Parang siyang fully. May balloon din siya sa angle. So, ito, wala siyang balloon, so we just rely on being secured sa nose ng patient. And sometimes, sa sobrang tagal, pwede mag-erode na yun. Especially kung matigas yung treated nila. Yes.
Kasi yung swallowing, if yung sasabihin po natin sa patient na okay, lunok po kayo, is that to ensure na sa stomach gagaan siya?
Yes.
Kasi di ba, when you swallow it closes yung
Yes. Exactly. That's the reason. Para ma-direct yung
Dapat hindi
will ensure that the NGT will not go to the airplane.
That's why you also.
After you saw na it's a very improper position most probably because you can see na yung level na you want nandun na siya and then you will check it. Kasi or wala na siya sa bibig and then you listen for the gurgling sound inside the stomach.
Whenever there's asking for an obstruction between the forehead
You can use the other side, but it's best that you also remove that. No? Kasi kung you have the NGT on the other side, then you have pressing on the other side. So it blocks somehow yung air going in and out of the nose communication. So how do you remove that? Make sure na try to soften it. Okay, so hindi mo siya basta hihilahin. Kasi dry din eh, diba? So soften mo it by making it wet. No? Whatever technique, gauze, or spray mo ng Salinase or NSS fluid, how are you going to deliver it? So wet gauze pa siya, parang spray mo siya konti. So depends on what technique you want. But it's best na you have to remove it. No? And then use the other side or you can use the same side after you laplas or relevant surgery. But you have to remove it kasi dalawa lang yung marami. Diba? If you will not remove.
Where do you get the spray bottle? Where do you buy it from?
So kung NSS lang naman, so
You get the you buy it.
Salinase, the anesthesia, of course, it's in the pharmacy. So, lidocaine spray, or yung meron mga ano yan, combination of lidocaine, vasoconstrictor. So, sa pharmacy yan, that, because it's considered as an emergency. RX. Paano nagiging over the counter? So it's supposedly prescribed. So it's even used by doctors, no? So usually the patient won't use that by themselves. It's being used by doctors in the hospital or in the outpatient procedure clinics.
One more question. Also, when you remove the protocol, if ever there's erosion, how do you assess the pain of removing the NGT?
During removal, usually during removal, we don't use any anesthesia already. Pero hindi pa ako na during that time when I remove NGT, it's not a practice of spraying again with the but of course, so those are mga considerations already for our patients to make them more comfortable. So to have this procedure be done in very humane way. So lessen the pain and uncomfortable in the patient. So I think pwede rin naman na spray ulit during removal. Okay na. So, you can watch no videos. Lahat naman yan is available in procedures through some video in order to reinforce your knowledge at isang kung hindi pa kayo go into the clinics and expose and do this procedure. Mahirap naman kasi to do it